Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a very special video because we're out on a new body of water I've never been to before, Lake of the Ozarks. I got to make sure I don't run into the shoal here, but we're here at Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. It's a massive fishery, about 90 something miles from dam to dam, and so there's a lot of water to cover. And so I'm going to kind of bring you guys along on a practice day, which is my first practice day, and kind of go through what I'm looking for and you know, how I break down these large bodies of water to fish a tournament and hopefully do well. So it's pretty foggy right now. We're just trying to safely navigate. We ran a good distance up this creek, so yeah, we're going to start fishing here pretty soon. The very first thing that I do, though, is when you come to a new body of water, I really believe that this is one of the biggest keys to having success on new fisheries, is find a part of the lake that fits your style, where you feel at home, whether that means water clarity. For me, it's dirtier water. You know, for other anglers, it may be clear water. You may like to throw some spinner rods and finesse tackle, that sort of thing. So put yourself in a part of the lake, regardless of what other people say about the lake and where it's going to be won or where people are going to do well. Go to a part of the lake that makes you feel comfortable. That is the biggest key in my book. And so I just want to instill that on you first and foremost. The second thing you need is good mapping. We've got, you know, good navionics mapping here that helps me not only you know, find some good fishing areas, but also navigate, which is really important, you know, safely navigate. And in a lake like this, you know, although the main lake is pretty safe, other than boat traffic from what I hear, the backs of the creeks, like where I'm at right now, I mean, I'm only in a few feet of water. So, you know, having good mapping and being able to follow those river channels, very important. So anyways, guys, let's get started. Let's go fishing and break down Lake of the Ozarks. Oh, first one. Little guy, little largemouth. He just darted out to get that chatterbait. So, you know, we're starting on this line of docks. It's kind of like got a creek channel swing. You know, the flat on the other side, though, is really shallow, and we're sitting in 10 foot. So, you know, the first thing, like I said, is finding a spot that you feel comfortable in, but then you have to like find out, you know, where the fish are located based on the seasonal pattern. And that is where the rubber meets the road. And right now, you know, we're mid-September. Tournament's going to be closer to, you know, late September, and so that's fall. I mean, it is cool this morning, as you can see by the fog. So, you know, I'm looking for areas where shad are moving into the backs of creeks, and honestly, I'm not seeing much shad activity. You know, I'm seeing small little groups of shad, but I'm not seeing the large numbers of shad that we need to see. But these floating docks leading into areas where shad might be can be a big deal. But, you know, so far I'm not really all that excited about what I'm seeing in this location, at least. And another thing is, although, you know, especially when I first get to a lake, I like to use a lot of reaction baits. I tried to use, that was he just slammed it. Try to use different reaction baits just to see if there's a, you know, subtle difference in
what they want. Dang. That one looked pretty small. Right now I'm throwing a swim jig, white swim jig. I think most of my patterns are going to be shad imitators. For the most part, just because of the seasonal pattern. You know, and as much as I say to, you know, find areas of the lake that, you know, you feel comfortable in, also fish baits that you're confident in. That's very important. You know, that help, both of those things will help you gain momentum. You know, you may not be fishing, you know, your confidence baits, your best confidence baits in the tournament, but man, it'll help you get things going. A lot of gar in this area. I don't like gar. All right, let's keep moving. Keep on moving. Never stay in one place too long. If you're not getting bit, just keep on rolling. That's a good one. Oh, that's a keeper. The size limit, or the minimum, is 15 inches. That one will go. Very cool. So this is kind of a small or shallow area. Hopefully it's not the winning area, because it's kind of annoying back here with the jackhammer running. But I've tried some of the deeper docks and that hasn't worked out. And the shallower docks, so far I've had 3 bites on, so kind of feel like this is a little bit closer to the deal. But not quite what I would consider the deal. Golly, this is not going to be a very quiet place to fish, that's for sure. This is where I fished during the tournament. Oh, that was close. All right, this dock looks pretty good too, so let's see if there's a pattern. There you go. Oh. Thought that was a fish. keeper. That's another keeper. All right. Gosh, this lake is noisy. Yet again, another shallow creek here. All right, so that's keeper number 2 for the day. You know, and that's one of the biggest things that you got to figure out is, you know, on any pattern, you know, what type of cover the fish are holding on or that you want to fish, and figure out like the depth zone and the structure that covers on, and just pay attention to those little subtle details. You know, this isn't all that subtle because it's, you know, it's just overall shallower. Pretty obvious to me that the best docks are in 3 foot or less. But definitely something to pay attention to. Oh, that was a big one. That was a good one. Okay. I mean, we can run this pattern all day long.
All right, guys, so those are some of the principles that I use to break down a lake. Really, it's all about feeling comfortable, you know, getting in those areas that kind of fit your style of fishing, and then just kind of pay attention to the little details. You know, make sure that what you're doing is aligning with seasonal patterns, and then once you kind of narrow down the lake to you know, something that is seasonally appropriate and also something that you enjoy doing, then from there it's just down to the little details. So anyways, guys, I'm going to get back to practice. I'm going to see if I can figure out something real special on Lake of the Ozarks. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for riding along. If you have any questions or comments, drop a comment below, and make sure that you like, share, subscribe. Also, make sure you trust the process. I'm going to see you out on the water.